Hello, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be on the dreaded everybody wants platinum blonde. Well, it doesn't have to be dreaded. I can show you how to get there without too much damage. Now, this is obviously considering that this is her before. I did not take a before picture. I didn't decide to do the video until I was halfway into it. Now, the hair has to be in a position to where it is okay. You can't just, this is not for people who are dyed the back side, their hair dark for a long time and just to come in and get platinum blonde. There's going to be quite a bit more damage there. You have to do it safely. You got to choose the right client. With her, she's naturally a level 7-8 anyways. So I'm just going through and retouching her root. And then where that little the zone 2, there's that little more of a yellow band because it's not as old of hair compared to the ends, which are pretty light, but we're going to freshen those up also. I went ahead and I mixed up for her a 25 volume. I usually use 10 to 20 on her because it does a really good job. But since she wants to be pretty bright, I went ahead and did a 25 and I added just a little bit of Olaplex, 1/16 ounce per bowl, which my bowls, I always only mix either 0.8 or 1 ounce of lightener with 2 parts developer to whatever mixture of lightener I use. I like that consistency. Do whatever consistency you like, but follow your manufacturer instruction for the lightener of how to mix. Now, like I said, I'm going through first and doing the retouch. Now, some of the ends that I feel can handle it, that are little yellow, and I want to bump that up a little bit to accept the toner and to break through a little bit of that warmth that's there. I mixed up 10 volume with lightener and added 1/16 of Olaplex to that. Also, only the hair that I know can handle it. Around her face, it lightens pretty easily. She's in the sun a lot, so the hair is more fragile, so you want to be careful and not to add too much lightener there if you don't need to. I didn't do it with her, but sometimes I've done it where I wasn't comfortable putting it into the foils, but I wanted the hair in the foils to be bumped up a little bit. You can either go through the hair that's hanging out of the foil, make sure it's hanging out. You can paint some lightener on the ends there, or you can just go through in the sink with a little bit of lightener and bump it on the ends. So this is just me going through highlighting. It's kind of boring. I think I'll speed it up. But if you're a foil junkie like me, you'll just sit and watch the whole thing because it's therapeutic. So because I did the foil line on a triangle shape like here, and actually if you want to see how I do the foil line, I did the same way on my how to foil seamlessly around the hairline video. Go through and watch that if you want to see exactly how I did that. But so you get a corner up here, right? You get another point. Don't leave those chunks out. Even if the foil is the littlest, narrowest piece, do it anyways. Like right here, it's literally like a centimeter wide, but I'm not going to leave it out because it does make a difference in your end result. Now, her hair is very fine. She has quite a bit of it, but it's very fine in texture and naturally curly. So knowing this, I'm taking how I foil everything into consideration. I go around the face and I do very, very thin weaved baby lights, very fine highlights, whatever you want to call them. Now behind here, I'm not going to skip a spot, but I'm going to make the section a little bit wider. I'm not going to weave it out as fine. If you can see how I did that. And then going back, I do skip just a little bit, but not too much. I want it quite heavier on the face. She wants to feel pretty blonde. Another tip for foiling around the hairline is I know that her hairline will lighten no matter what. I could put 10 volume around her face and it will lighten to a level 10. And knowing this, I wait to remix my lightener. So if I'm starting to run out, I know it's getting weaker because it's been more than 15 minutes or so. Instead of refreshing like I normally would anywhere else, I do not. I do the hairline first and then I go refresh. What I'm doing here is in between the highlights, I take the new from our brushes. They're like mocking the chip brush, but I'm taking 8N and just going in between each foil and blurring down through and over the old highlight line, just kind of smudging it in. You see that line right there? Just by going over that a little bit, it'll still be blonde, but it'll be really blended in. I love doing this, especially with blondes with finer hair, because I don't like that streaky look or where you can see the old highlight growing out and then where the new highlight is. This is a great technique for that. Think of it as fine-tuning your color service. I will speed this up a little bit and she'll be back in a few. So after I apply the smudge in between the foils, I'm now going to go through to the ends. My formula for this is the Flash Shift again, but with 20 volume and Olaplex. I used 1/16 ounce this time. And the reasoning I can go a little bit higher even for the ends is because it's going to be open air. I'm not going to enclose it in foil. This sat for about 10 minutes. I kept an eye on it. You want to always keep an eye on your colors. I did check her elasticity before I did run the lightener through. I forgot to mention that. You always want to do that before doing something like this to make sure the hair can handle it if the hair has already been heavily highlighted. So when it comes to toning her, I'm going to tell you what I did and then why. I rinsed out her hair very well, and then I actually used the Redken's New Blondage Purple Shampoo. And then I went in with my toner of 9P, 9V with equal parts clear of Shades Gloss. Here's why I used the purple shampoo first. So I wanted to have a platinum look, which is an ashier look. And if I would have just put the toner on first, it would have neutralized the yellow just fine, right? But it would have been a more neutral color. Now, the reason why I did the purple shampoo first was to neutralize the yellow tones first. That way, when I applied my toner, I got a more ashy result than what I would have gotten without using the yellow, the purple shampoo to neutralize that yellow, to cancel that yellow out. I also tapped her root with 8N and a splash of 7P and let that sit for about 7 to 8 minutes. She then got the Olaplex number 2 treatment, followed by the Redken shots of the Extreme for protein and the Color Care for moisture, which sat for 5 minutes, and then we were done. And here's our end result. You can see that nice platinum blonde with those icy pieces in there. When I think of platinum, I think of icy pieces for sure. The end result was exactly what we wanted, and now she does care for it at home. It is very important when your clients do want something like this, even if the hair is still intact and in good shape, you send them home with the correct shampoo and conditioner. With her, she uses the Redken Extreme and also a moisturizing shampoo. And thank you so much for watching. I hope I gave you a lot of information that you didn't already know. If you would like to see more, please subscribe below. If you have already, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Thanks a lot for stopping in. Bye.